Hello, gorgeous. Welcome back to the Give Them Lala podcast. I am here with one of my most favorite housewives and the longest standing housewife of all time, Tamra Judge.
Oh, thank you. That was quite an introduction. I love it.
You know that we have a friendship that goes beyond the show, and I know how the sausage is made. So
Yeah.
I'm a fanatic when it comes to Housewives, but I think I watch it through a different lens.
Oh, for sure. And we're birthday twins, so
We both have September
so we have
2nd
that we
birthdays.
have that mind, September 2nd. Oh yeah.
Where, we were
Sweet, but we're psycho.
I wear that with pride.
So do I.
You'll never be confused on how I feel.
That's what I always say. You always know what I'm thinking. You know what I don't like? I don't like somebody that's nice to my face and then talks shit behind my back or in their confessionals.
Right. And you know what's wild to me is we know we're being recorded. We're being filmed.
Yeah.
And we're going to do a confessional. So if I'm going to say something that I know I'm going to say in my confessional, I'd rather just say it to your face now.
Right. No, I agree with that. 100%.
Get it over with.
I think it's chicken shit when somebody goes and talks in their confessionals about people, but you can't do it in your face.
Who would you say is the biggest culprit of doing that on this season of Housewives?
Well, so far this season, I'm really hurt by Gina and Emily because I truly thought that they were my friends. And to hear them say the things they've said, knowing what I'm going through at that time. I mean, Emily had even said to me, geez, if this was happening to my best friend, Gina, I don't know how I would be able to film this show. But knowing that and still coming for me and saying things, and to me, it's just hurtful. And it makes me think like they really don't care about me, or they're really more interested in making good TV.
When I'm watching, we've known that Teddi has been sick for quite a while now. And when I heard that you were going to go in and film this show, my heart broke for you because I don't think any of us are equipped to handle when someone like a Teddi, our best friend, you don't know. It's the unknown. And I remember going into season 7, and granted my dad had died, and I know that I know that I'm a nut. I know that I go off and I can act crazy. But let's focus on what's at hand right now. I've lost my dad. So just in this very little moment, don't say, well, you've act crazy without your dad passing. Let's not go there. Let's focus on the fact
I know
my dad died. Let's focus on the fact that you don't know what the outcome will be with your best friend.
Well, here's the thing. People don't understand was, Teddi's one of my good friends, but also she's my business partner. And we've built this amazing podcast together 5 days a week. We're talking, we're chatting, we're on the phone, we're on Zoom. And now this is happening 2 weeks into filming. She got diagnosed, and we had just been in New Orleans, come back. And then I have to hold the podcast down on my own, bring in a co-host. I'm doing this 5 days a week. And if you're recapping stuff, you have to watch it. You have to write notes, all that stuff. Mm-hmm. So I would do that in the morning, go film, come home, watch the show. Sometimes I have to do 2 podcasts in a day, depending on how busy the Bravo schedule is with Housewives, and then do it all over again. I wasn't eating, I wasn't sleeping, I was taking Xanax. It was not a good time in my life, period. I won't even watch last week's episode. I've only seen clips on social media and for what people have told me. That's it, because I don't want to relive it.
Was there a moment before when you found out Teddi was sick? Was there a moment where you thought maybe I shouldn't go back to Housewives this season?
Well, I was already filming, so I didn't really have much of a choice.
Oh, you had already picked cameras up?
I was 2 weeks, I believe, 2 or 3 weeks into filming when she was diagnosed. So I was already in it. But every time I got very upset or emotional, my first instinct was to say, I quit. I quit. And I probably did that 3 times this year.
Do you think that when you've said I quit, I've said I quit a million and one times where you're like, fuck this, it's not worth it.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a real moment where you say, I really need to evaluate. This isn't me just throwing.
Yeah, that was New Orleans. Yeah.
Really?
Because I took Xanax that night. before we
Okay.
went to dinner, not thinking about the 2 drinks I had with Shannon.
So when you walked in and she asked, "What are you drinking?" You had to have known that that was a see-through cup that clearly did not like what was
Oh, I
in her
don't even
hand?
remember. I honestly, I don't remember that scene. I don't remember going to her hotel room. And when I saw that, I'm like, "Oh my God, it's yellow. It's champagne."
Oh, it's Champs. Love a Champs.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
had you had a drink with the Xanax before you got to Shannon's room?
So what I did was earlier in the day before, I can't remember what we did that day. Was it the doggy something?
You did
The
like the
the
yeah,
parade
like
and
the
the
parade
yeah.
holding the photos of
Yeah.
your
Yeah.
dog.
I'm remembering off my memory because I didn't watch. I only saw clips. And then after, like in between the doggy parade of the voodoo and me and Gretchen and Shannon sitting down, there was a bar there. And I don't know if they showed it, but we were going in there and getting drinks. So
Okay.
I was already probably 2 drinks in right then.
Yeah.
And then from there, we went back to the hotel and we had like an hour to get ready. And me and Shannon sat at the bar and had another drink.
Okay.
Then I went to my room and I had called Teddi on the phone. She didn't answer. I left her a message. I took the Xanax. I was super anxious. Probably the alcohol didn't help me. And then grabbed champagne on the way and went to Shannon's room.
You were going through you're numbing. I'm
Oh, it
sure
was
you were
numbing.
numbing
Yeah,
all.
I had a whole prescription of Xanax and I was taking it. I was taking a half of one almost every day of filming
Yeah.
up until then. And then when I quit, I said, I can't I went home. I'm like, I can't live like this. Like, I'm so sad. I'm so overworked at this point, doing everything. And then Alex called me, Andy called me, and they're like, we know you're going through a lot. Take a week off. Just try. And even Alex said, can you just like not even do your podcast? Go to Big Bear, just relax and all that stuff. And I'm like, well, I have to do my podcast,
Right.
but that's the least of my issues right now. It's being around these women. And then I went and saw Teddi and I was with Teddi. And at that point, I had no interest in going back. And Eddie supported me 100%. It was just not good for me at that moment. And then I talked to Teddi and she's like, get your ass back out there. She's
I can
like,
totally see her
she's
being
like, if I have to deal with what I'm dealing with right now, this is a no brainer for you. This is easy. Like, just go. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, she's right. Like, stop. Just stop feeling what you're feeling and just go and get your job done and love on your friend when you can.
Yeah, I mean, you got to create the content, babe.
Well, obviously, I'm not myself. So now we are talking about a fatty photo for 4 episodes when I didn't even call it a fatty photo.
You know what's wild is looking at that photo. She definitely does look different, Jen.
Yeah,
But I mean, Gina's the one that labeled it a fatty photo, and I'm
I
like,
know.
she's not even fat in it. I mean,
She's not fat. She had been coming to my gym. I met her at my gym. That's how I originally was introduced to her. She started coming to my gym. She was teaching yoga. She was not fat. She was heavier than she is now, but that not by no means fat. She's very, very
right.
thin. She's got an amazing body right now. She's always had an amazing body, but now she's very, very thin. And
Yeah,
I was more trying to explain to her without breaking the fourth wall that I feel like she kind of honed in on me and started going to my gym and doing all these things. I wanted to do
right.
fitness competition because she was a Janet.
Okay.
She wanted to be on the show.
Oh, wait, that's interesting. Can we deep dive into that? Is that how
Yeah.
you feel about Janet on the Valley?
Well, that's what everyone says. I don't know. I just
Okay.
talking about what people say. I don't know
Right.
exactly, but that's how I feel when I hear the other girls talking about it and how it went down. I'm like, that's exactly how I feel.
Hello, my loves. Just a quick moment here because this segment is sponsored by NHTSA. I'm reminding you to celebrate responsibly this Labor Day. Did you know that driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal? And if you drive while you're high, law enforcement can definitely tell. If you feel different, you drive different. Drive high, get a DUI.
That means no driving under the influence of anything. And yes, that includes weed.
Right. People still act like, oh, it's legal now, so I can drive. No, 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 no. Driving high is still driving impaired. Did you know that driving under the influence of marijuana is illegal? And if you drive while you're high, law enforcement can definitely tell. And let's be real, drug-impaired driving does not get talked about enough. Whether it's cannabis, pills, or anything that messes with your brain's chemistry, it is just as dangerous as drinking and driving.
And I think that's what's so tricky, because you don't always feel wasted. But your reaction time is slower, your judgment is off, and suddenly you're on the road thinking you're cool, when you're actually a huge risk.
It's so easy to think, I'm fine, but you're really not. The safest thing you can do is make a plan before the party even starts. Don't wait until you're buzzed or baked to start figuring things out.
Yeah, rideshare, a designated driver. We always tell people to crash on the couch, stay at our place, and drive home in the morning. So many smart options.
And honestly, let's make sober fun again. Can we please? Just because you're not drinking or partaking doesn't mean you have to sip water out of a Solo cup all night.
So what mocktails are we making for Labor Day this year?
Ooh, I'm really glad you asked because I have this new obsession that I can't wait to share with you guys. It's a blackberry sage fizz. All you have to do is muddle a handful of blackberries. Then you get fresh sage leaves, add a little lemon juice and honey syrup. You shake it with ice, and then you top it off with sparkling water. It's fancy, it's super refreshing, and honestly, it tastes like you're at like a 5-star spa.
Ooh, that sounds expensive and delicious. I love it.
It is, but like in the best way possible, right? And the best part is there's no hangover. I've linked that recipe and a few more in the show notes if you want to try it.
So let's wrap it like this. If you feel different, you drive different, period. It's not worth your life or someone else's, or even the legal nightmare of a DUI.
For real, though, that is exactly right. This Labor Day, let's keep it safe, let's keep it stylish, and most importantly, let's keep it smart. Don't drive impaired. Get a ride, stay over, or be the designated hero. You've got options. Celebrate responsibly this Labor Day and sip something sexy and sober while you're at it.
Who gave Jen's name for production to even hone in on her to be a housewife?
So having a business, they would come to me, Cut Fitness, and they said, do you have any names of anybody that wants to try out for your show? And so I asked the girls, I'm like, hey, you know what they're asking? Jen said yes. Tatiana, who's Gina's friend, said yes. And it's the reason why Gina's on the show is because Tatiana tried out.
Wow.
And then a few other girls. So I gave their name. This is before Bronwyn was cast on the show.
What?
Yes.
Well, years ago.
Years ago.
And so they finally reached out to Jen?
So I guess they reached out to her and they passed on her. They brought Bronwyn on. And then I don't know how many times, sometimes they go through their Rolodex of people and go like, oh, well, let me ask her, or let me see her. Or they go through people that have filmed with you and all this stuff. So I hadn't talked to her in a while.
Let me ask you this really quickly. Was she still married to her ex-husband?
At the time, yes.
At the time, okay.
Yes. So I never gave her name ever again, never said anything to casting about anybody. And then years later, I get a text message saying, hey, the show's reaching out to me. And I'm like, oh, well, try out. Could be good for you. I know that's what she's always wanted.
Right.
And I didn't have any hard feelings for her, but we just weren't close.
Okay.
So, so she tried out and I'm like, and I like with anybody, I'm like, whatever help you need, just let me know.
Right.
I'll help you. But she came on and then it was always like, oh, we were best friends. And I'm like, we went to I invited you to a few things, and you came to my gym every day and I appreciate that. And you spent a lot of money at my gym, but by no means were we best friends.
I think, and I say this with love, I think she is a tad stunted. I think in her mind, maybe you guys were best friends.
Yeah.
And, she's never really been on her own. She's got this new guy, and I don't want to catch a case by bringing him up.
Right. Good idea.
And I truly think that she feels very young to me. Like, I feel like I'm much younger than her, and I feel like I could actually coach her in life.
I'm not going to disagree.
So, to her benefit, giving her benefit,
in her mind, she thought that.
I truly believe she was like, we were very close. We were best friends because I think someone she was a stay-at-home mom, right? for
She
many
was
years.
she was a stay-at-home mom, and then when I met her, when she started coming to my gym around the time when that picture was taken, she was teaching yoga at a different yoga studio, and she was training at our studio as well, weight
Okay.
training. So she was putting the work in. Like, you know, I'm proud of her for all the hard work that she put in and transforming her body. And we trained her to do a fitness competition, and she looks amazing. She won.
Yeah, no, she looks great.
Yeah, looks
She looks
great.
great. And you know, I can only imagine having, what does she have, like 6 kids? You're home, cooking, cleaning. You don't have a lot of time to sit here and go, you know what, I want to get to the gym. By the time you're done
She
with
had
the
a lot of
day,
help. She had a lot of help. She was at my gym like 2 hours a day.
fuck.
Yeah.
Oh, she got the time.
Yeah, she had the time. She had a lot of help.
Do you find that she in confessionals it doesn't align with what she's said to your face?
I think she's stepped it up this year. I think she's more vocal. I don't necessarily, her and I are a lot different. She likes to play victim on things and drag things out. And for me, if someone's like, here's a picture of you when I met you, I'm like, I look like shit. And I would move on. You know what I mean? I wouldn't be sitting there going, oh my, every episode. Like I'm different like that. I'm like, move on. I don't care what you say is not affecting me.
Well, you've
Bye.
got the grit. You've been through shit in your life and you
Yeah.
pick and choose your battles. And
Right.
I get that.
Give Them Lala is sponsored by Quince. As summer winds down, I'm all about refreshing my closet with pieces that feel elevated but still effortless, and Quince is absolutely that when it comes to wardrobe staples. 2 of my current obsessions, the Quince white cashmere tee and the cropped square neck ribbed knit tank. The cashmere tee is next level soft, and I've been styling it with leather pants and just a slick back bun for that clean girl vibe. It also really works with denim and sneakers. And the rib tank, it's perfect under a blazer with joggers and gold jewelry for a dressed down but still polished moment. I have both pieces in white, of course. What's absolutely wild is the quality. Quince cashmere starts at just $40. Yeah, $40. And everything I've worn from Quince holds up beautifully. No weird markups, just luxe pieces made with premium fabrics from factories that practice responsible manufacturing. So elevate your fall wardrobe essentials with Quince. Go to quince.com/Lala for free shipping on your order and 365-day returns. That's QUINCE.com/Lala to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/Lala.
I was shocked to see Gretchen back on the TV.
Not as shocked as I was.
But I saw that post about friendship bracelets that you did. Dust off the friendship bracelets.
Yeah, it was me being sarcastic. It's what I do best.
And then it clicked to me and I'm like, what was the reasoning for her being brought on? And do you think that she's going to be like on our screens
I don't, you know what? I never know what Bravo's going to do. I was shocked she was ever brought back. But here we are and here she is. And all I can do is deal with it the best I can.
Do you guys ever get to a good place this season?
I try all season long to get to a better place with her, and you'll see as it goes on. I have no interest in talking about things from 15 years ago.
Right. So much has happened.
Yeah, so much has happened since then. And if anything, after she was let go, she spent a decade coming after me, coming after my husband, contacting my daughter, like doing all these things. I mean, up until probably 2 months before she filmed, she was doing a podcast about me. And I had not seen her or talked about her in years. The only time I've ever said anything is when his son passed away and the mother put out a statement in TMZ and me and Teddi read it in our headlines. That was it.
But that's what you guys do. People should know.
I know.
Podcast is about.
Yeah. Yep. Yep.
And it's still you read something, you were simply the messenger. So they love to shoot the messenger. You didn't label it a fatty photo. You're paying for that.
Oh, I know. And it's irritating. But she comes out, she makes this post. I made 0 false allegations about Slade in my podcast. I'll be more than happy to put it on my social media so everybody can hear it. I think go back to the episode. I don't know, it was quite a few years ago. It's like you said, it's a headline. Teddi read the headline. I gave Teddi some backstory because she had no idea because she didn't watch the show.
Right.
I never called him a deadbeat dad, nothing like that. I also said, Slade, this is Slade's son and that's hard and it's sad. And I promoted I promoted the GoFundMe and Teddi and I donated $1,000.
I think that's very nice.
But she's like, she wants to find any fault in me that she can find. And it's exhausting to me because I'm like, girl, move on.
Has she always been a Bible bumper?
No, I think this is just, I just don't trust anything she does. Everything's very performative, very performative.
I saw this thing online, and you had posted you leaving where you're in the car, and she has a rebuttal for you with you saying, I guess I need to get a DUI in order to get grace or
Sympathy or something like that.
Yes. And she wrote a very, very lengthy response to it.
It was so long I couldn't even read it. Somebody sent it to me. I'm like, oh God.
It was she's harboring a lot of animosity towards you.
Uh-huh.
And I've been in this space for quite some time, and it is crazy because the outside world wants to call us all hypocrites, right? But on the flip side, it's like,
yeah,
well, that's just being a person where we all have moments of hypocrisy.
For sure.
And you're my friend, but I'm always going to shoot it to you straight. With this one, I didn't quite understand it because what you were saying was actually very correct. I mean, let's just call it what it is. Shannon got into a car. Thank God no one died. Okay.
Right.
And a lot of people rallied around her. A lot. The whole Bravo universe rallied around her.
I know.
I don't understand, and maybe you can, shed some light on this. Why is it that you are so easy for people to talk about your past? It's brought up every chance they get. But then with the Shannon situation, it was so delicately handled, which is great. I'm in the program, I understand, but she continued to drink.
Yeah.
And if the roles were reversed, Tamra, they would have your head on a platter. Let's just
Oh,
it is.
they would be killing me. And it comes up, I don't know if it's going to be aired, but Gina talks about how I'm held to a different standard within this group. Everybody else can do things and say things, but if I do it, oh my God. I mean, you would think like I hunted human beings for fun. Like it's like crazy. It's crazy. And it's the point now where I'm like, what? I just don't know if I can do this anymore, honestly.
And maybe people will say I'm watching a different show, but I feel like you're held to, I feel like they're held to a different standard. Like behavior is kind of shaken off.
Yeah.
Do you think it's because you're more intense?
I am intense. But this is the funny thing is like, I haven't really been intense this season. I've been kind of down and out. And last year, I spoke my mind about Shannon, and for Gretchen to say you had no compassion for your friend. Yeah, I did. I was there for her after I got home from Scotland. I was talking to her. We were doing the Trace Amiga show. We went to BravoCon. She walked the red carpet and said, me and Vicky have helped her through this, and then it was, I found out that she was saying some really nasty things behind my back. And I said, you know what? I'm not doing this anymore. Like here I am being your friend, doing this Trace Amiga show, which I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
And you're saying bad things about me? Forget it. I'm done.
Right.
I'm done. So I had to cut that friendship off. I mean, and we worked together on the show. So when it came out, was I the nicest to her? No, but it was irritating to know everything that I've gone through 10 years prior with her and know about all the drinking and all the stuff that I will never repeat and to see her keep drinking.
I cannot imagine.
It was hard.
No, it is hard, especially when you see everyone rallying around someone and kind of enabling the behavior. I don't know if Shannon has a drinking problem. That's self-diagnosed. But to see people handle you in such a rigid way during one of the most difficult times you'll ever have in your life, like my heart really does go out to you. And you have been mellow. I'm like, where's Tam? I know where you are. And I think you gave them exactly what they wanted at that New Orleans dinner where you were sloshed.
I mean, to me, it's difficult because I can't hold the whole show all the time.
No.
And they want to like pick on every word I say to make it, a storyline. But yet other people say things far worse. Like if I would have said what what was it that Gretchen said to Shannon? Well, some, DUI is illegal.
Oh, you would have been.
Oh my God, I would have been annihilated. It would have been talked about for the next, 10 episodes. It's like, it's exhausting.
I can imagine. I know that feeling where you're like, I'm getting all the heat, but without this, what are we going to talk about?
Yeah,
Truthfully.
I know.
So at what point do you stop going back and forth with Gretchen, knowing you're never going to win, especially on social media?
My post was not about Gretchen.
Not at all.
Not all
Not at
about
all.
Gretchen. Let me just be quite honest. I don't want anything from Gretchen. I don't want grace. I don't want sympathy. I don't expect it from Gretchen or Jen because they're like two peas in a pod. I don't expect it or want it. Where I want it from is, my good friends like Emily, Gina, and Heather. And Heather has been very, very kind to me and has been through this the process with me. And Terry being a doctor, he would get on the phone with me in the very beginning when Teddi got sick and talk to me about things. And because you get a lot of information and you're like, don't know how to process it. Then you get online and you start Googling it and you're like, oh my God. And then so Terry would talk to me. So they were always there for me.
Yeah.
So I understand Heather's frustration with me in New Orleans because I heard I wasn't very nice to her. so
As a viewer, we loved it.
I wasn't very nice to her. But when I text her, I'm like, I heard I wasn't very nice to you. I'm so sorry. You don't deserve that. And when I do come back, I'm gone a week. So I'll be interested to see if I'm even off one episode. And if I'm not, that's very telling.
Well, I don't know how. I mean, you're kind of the main source of every storyline. So I think that's going to be you're going to have to be drawn in some way.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see. I don't know. I'm expecting not to be in the next episode, so I'll probably watch it. But
what is different with your relationship with Heather than the rest of the women? Why is there something about her that, because she calls you on your shit, Tam?
yeah, she does. But I love Heather. Heather comes from a place of kindness. Me and Heather have had arguments, but we always have resolution. And I care about her and I care about her family. And she cares about, my family. Like every birthday, she's the first one I get a text message from. My anniversary, she was in my wedding. She's the first one that will text us. Like she's just a very kind person. But, we're also filming the show together. And if I do something that's out of line, I expect Heather to call me out like I do for anybody else.
And it's, that it's not for just the show because you guys
Right.
have a relationship even when cameras are down.
Yeah.
Are you close with any of the women when cameras are down?
Well, Emily and Gina, Emily has a podcast on my network.
Oh, shit. So you guys are like in bed together.
Yeah. I mean, it's, so to me, like if it wasn't for Teddi, because Teddi had her come in when, I was in Scotland filming Traders to fill in for me. Like, I was more than happy to, and then they had a little podcast together. And then I got the call. They're like, okay, well, they want to do a legal podcast. And we talked about it. And I said, yeah, I think that is great. I think we should do that.
Yeah.
And it's just, I feel like, I don't want to use it. I don't want to hold it over anybody's head. That's not what I'm doing. But I'm just trying to explain, like, I thought we were close.
Right.
Anything she does, I support. She makes these sweatshirt lines. I buy one, wear it to the reunion, post it. I'm always supportive of my friends, especially the ones that are building businesses and doing things, the entrepreneurial girls out there that are like really busting their ass. Gina, I'm always supporting her because she reminds me a lot of me when I got out of my last marriage. She's not getting a handout. She's not getting alimony. I don't even know if she's getting child support. And she rebuilt herself. She moved into a casita. She, bought a house and she started this real estate career. So I'm always telling her how proud I am of her. But, it hurts to watch these clips of, her going off on me and Emily going off on me. And I just think like, wow, like, is this just for good TV or is this really how you feel?
It took me a minute to get used to the both of them. I'll just straight up say it. When they entered the housewife atmosphere, I was like,
Yeah.
I just don't know that they have the it factor of like a housewife. As years have gone by, I've grown to really appreciate what they bring to the show. And I like to think that they are real enough to call you out, but also really have your best interest at heart.
Yeah.
Was it the interview? I know you said that you didn't see the actual
Mm-mm.
episode last week.
No.
Was it what she said to you at the dinner table that kind of like put a pit in your stomach to like think maybe she isn't the friend that you thought she was?
That was the start of it. And see, I had like this aha moment at the table. I was like, I was out of it,
Yeah.
but I had this little bit of an aha moment when Gretchen and Katie and everybody came in, and I saw what a different person Gretchen was, and she was acting totally different. I'm like, oh my God, they're in cahoots. They talked off camera, they're in cahoots.
Wait, which girls are in cahoots?
Jen, Katie, and Gretchen.
Oh shit.
That's what I thought. And then when I heard that Katie had told me that the husbands talked off camera.
The husbands?
The husbands talked, and
Oh.
there was a conversation, a text message that I saw where Katie's husband said to Slade something about Katie sticking to the script.
What?
Yeah.
What a turn off that the husbands are involved.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that does track a bit though.
Yeah. So I just got, you know how we are. We get this sixth sense and we're like, something's off. Something's
Yeah.
off.
Because I did find it very strange that it was after you guys decided not to do the voodoo stuff and you were like so on the same page, and it just felt like an organic, authentic reaction and conversation when you hear that someone's accused someone of roofing them.
Yes. So Katie had said a few things so far that, she had lied about. So I got this information before we started filming. I got this information from somebody.
Yeah, you're still sticking to I'm not giving out my sources.
Yeah, I mean, they're probably out there, but I don't know. But somebody called me and said, "Hey, I heard about this months ago before Gretchen was announced, but now she's announced. I want to let you know." She had lunch with Kiki or dinner or whatever, and she proceeded to tell her this information. And I said, I said, she probably did. Gretchen absolutely told her that because Gretchen says things like that to people and it's come back to me. I've gotten people call me and tell me, Gretchen told me that you had her kidnapped. Gretchen told me that you hired a stalker. I'm like, what? Like, I've heard these crazy things that she has
And do you
said.
ever think that there's truth to them? Or do you think people are trying to are these
No, it's too many. It's too many.
Okay.
Yes, this is what she does. She wouldn't stop talking about me in the past 12 years. It's crazy. So, where was I? Now I lost my train of thought.
when they she had dinner with Kiki.
Oh, Kiki.
Monique.
And so I thought, okay, whatever. He says, like, you know what, don't say anything. I would just keep it in your back pocket. She might bring this up. And I'm like, this is weird. So then a good friend of mine, probably like a month later, said, hey, I went to dinner with Kiki and she told me the story. I said, I've already heard it. And I went, wow, okay. So it's getting around. So now in my mind, I think it's getting around.
Right.
So
do you trust Kiki?
I do trust Kiki.
Because she has the show on Sirius XM with Dorinda.
Yeah.
So I like to think that she's in the mix enough to know when, like, I don't know that. And I ran into her at Sheena and Janet had this unveiling of a billboard, and Kiki just had asked me some questions, and she said, I'm being a nosy bitch right now. And I was like, I love it. And everything I told her, nothing has ever gotten out.
Yeah. See, I don't think that's what she wanted. The two people that she told are pretty close to me. So,
Right.
And I also don't think that Katie told her that to have her talk about it.
Right.
I think they were having drinks. They're shooting the shit. Gretchen had not been announced. And she's like, yeah, this Gretchen, like, because Gretchen wasn't even relevant. Nobody cared about her. So, and I don't think also Kiki's that type that talks about stuff like that.
She isn't or is?
I don't think she is.
I don't think she is either.
Yeah. I don't think she's like this smut, inquirer type of person. I don't know, inquirers around, but you know what I mean? I just don't think she's that type of person.
I don't either.
Yeah.
But
So
it was still said and put out there.
yeah.
And I always say when someone puts something out there, even if it is not true, the damage is done. People run with it.
Yeah. And
And
I
you
heard
can't
like
change your mind.
I heard like people are saying like, oh, Tamra left because it backfired on her and her lie didn't stick. I'm like, why on God's earth would I make up a lie about me drugging somebody? Right?
100%. But
Like that is ridiculous.
right.
I was actually scared to bring it up. But then with all the stuff that's going on with Katie, I'm like, you know what? Instead of believing that Gretchen told her that, I'm going to ask Gretchen and see what she says. And at first I believed her. First, I'm like, oh, okay. Or maybe it was the 2 vodka sodas I had. I don't know. And then after I started thinking, I'm like, the husbands talked and all this. And I'm like, oh my God, they're all in cahoots.
You guys know how much I love Rakuten because you guys know how much I love a deal. And Rakuten is the ultimate way to shop smart and still look fabulous. I used it just last week when I was grabbing new sneakers from Nike, picking up a few key pieces for summertime from Bloomingdale's, and yes, spoiling Lily at PetSmart. And of course, I got cash back on all of it. So here's how it works. Rakuten partners with your favorite stores, like thousands of them. When you shop through Rakuten, those stores pay Rakuten for sending you their way, and Rakuten shares that money with you in the form of cash back. It's not complicated, it's just smart shopping. Fashion, beauty, home stuff, even travel, they've got it all. And the best part? You can stack cash back on top of other sales and discounts. It's like getting rewarded for being a savvy shopper, which I know we all are. Signing up is totally free and it takes just seconds. So join the 17 million members, including me, who are already saving. They'll even send you your cash back through PayPal or by check. Download the free Rakuten app or go to Rakuten.com to start saving today. That's Rakuten, Rakuten.com.
How did you say you knew that the husbands talked?
Well, at dinner, I didn't know that. I found out afterwards.
After the fact.
After the fact. And I think it might have been brought up that they talked on the episode.
It just tracks so hard which husbands would get involved in Housewives.
Yeah, those 3 husbands all got involved.
What the fuck is that?
I don't know, but stick to the script. That right there
Stick to the script is you had a game plan this whole time and it's like, mafia talk. Like,
yeah, like don't repeat it. Stick to the script. Well, I would imagine she wouldn't want it out there because it's not true for one.
Right.
And it's saying it's illegal activity.
Right. But have you noticed that there's a lot of stuff in the group, but specifically coming from Katie's direction, that she moves in a way that makes me very, very nervous.
Mm-hmm. A lot of people.
I've noticed. And at the very beginning, what was it? A season ago, 2 seasons ago, when she first appeared, I actually really liked her from what I was watching. I was like, she doesn't seem to be performative. She is a natural fit. I enjoy watching her. She seems very normal. As time has gone on, there's a lot of things happening in the weeds that reminds me it's very snake-like behavior. And those people make me the most nervous. You don't make me nervous. The Tamra judges of the world.
Yeah, the ones that just say it like it is.
100%.
No, I understand and I totally agree with that. And you'll see as time goes on what happens with me and her. And, I don't want to give away too much, but you'll see.
What is it like going into a reunion for you? Do you have like a prep that you go through? Do you make notes? I want to know everything from are you bringing receipts to what is it like to get yourself aesthetically ready?
I have in the past definitely had folders with receipts. And I think if you're being accused of something, you have receipts, bring them.
Right.
Right?
Yeah.
And then there's been season where I don't need them or I bring them and I don't use them, so as of now, I don't know what I'm going to do because I haven't seen the whole season play out. And I know that I'm going to have to watch all the episodes. There's 2 episodes so far I haven't watched. I know I'm going to have to watch them. I don't want to.
Which ones have you not watched?
I didn't watch second episode because I saw a clip. It was Gretchen's for her entrance with Ryan and Jen and Katie and Matt. And I thought, oh God, it's just going to be Tamra bashing. I just don't
I
even want
think
to
I
see it.
fast forwarded through that.
That says a lot.
Yeah.
And then the last one I haven't watched. So
I know that feeling. You're like, I want it to be out there. I either have to see it very far in advance so I can go through the emotions. And by the
yeah,
time people are talking about it, I'm like, that was a million lifetimes ago.
yeah,
Or
yeah.
I have to watch it very far in the future.
Right. So I just wait for my assistant to watch it. And then he tells me, like, he gives me the highlights of what I need to
Great
know.
job. I want to be your assistant.
Right.
Yes.
So that's what I do now. So I'm like, just give me bullet points. What did I do? What did I say? What do I have to worry about? Who said what about me? Because I lived it. You know how it goes. You live it.
Right.
As far as getting ready for the reunion, and we all do our shit. Like, let's get a Botox. We have to get our roots done and all that kind of stuff. But
Damn, I like the season is fucking epic. I do want to know, does Eddie ever have a sit down where you guys you're thinking about, sending you back into the lion's den, where he's said to you like, are we sure that this is the right move? Because Tam, you don't need you don't need the show any longer.
no, I don't anymore. That's for sure. Financially, I do not.
No.
We do have a sit down, and of course, you never know what's going to air.
Right.
You never know, or how it's going to be put together.
Yeah.
What's
Yeah.
shown, what's not shown. So, and I think it is after I come home. I know, like, the first thing I do is I go to a therapy. I also talk with the show's therapist, psychiatrist.
Is this all shown? Are you breaking the fourth wall a lot this season?
Well, my therapy session, my first one, when I originally get home, that one, there was no cameras on me. But then a few days later, or maybe a week later, I do film one like a week later.
Yeah.
So on camera. But as far as, how it goes as psychiatrists, they want to make shows, they want to make sure you're okay. And I had to do like one of those 500 question surveys and then get evaluated from that. And she had diagnosed me as being very self-critical, being severely depressed. She thought that I should go on, I think it was like Lexapro or something like that.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, so I had to go through that. So it wasn't like I just got home and is like, okay, because I did go to Big Bear. I got home, I went and saw Teddi. We talked, we did a podcast together at her house. And then the next day I went to Big Bear and I just zoned out, relaxed, laughed, had fun. We had a snow blizzard going on. I was playing in the snow with the dog and just kind of sleeping. I slept so much. And I just kind of regrouped. And then finally, because Heather had reached out to me, I believe, from New Orleans. And, a week had gone by and I hadn't responded to her. So I said, thank you. I'm okay now. I'm doing much better. And then we filmed together. She's the first one I film with.
I think that is a great comeback scene. Someone who you're comfortable with. I think so often people who are watching the show forget that this is such a small part of our lives that we're filming.
Mm-hmm.
And I love that you were able, and that production and Baskin, they said, go and take care of yourself. Live as much as the reality portion, filming a show is real life. It's a group of women who are going through their ups and downs. There is quite a huge difference, at least for me, my reality versus my reality.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think people don't understand, like, people process things differently. And for me, I'm learning, I am the type of the person that just sweeps everything under the rug. And then I have big meltdowns, once a year or whatever. And pain for me is very, very hard to process. I feel like when something hurts me, I legit feel like I want to die.
Oh, damn.
I just I want to die. That's all that I can think of. Like, how can I die? How can I die? And that's like, after I came back, like, I just kept thinking, like, I can't do this anymore. I can't. I just felt so bad. And I know that it's not the normal way of processing things, but that's how was not raised to talk about things.
Yeah.
It's like I always say, like, I was raised in the era, like, don't cry. You want to cry? I'll give you something to cry about, you know?
Yeah.
So it was, I'm not good at that. And I know I'm not good at that.
I don't think people give you I don't think people understand that you lash out, and I feel like I can say this because I do the exact same thing.
Yeah.
But I do that almost as a level of protection for myself.
Yeah.
I'm
Yep.
extremely sensitive, and the talks that we've had outside of all of this, I know that you're the exact same way.
Mm-hmm.
And when someone hurts me to my core, I go in guns blazing, and then I go home and I beat myself up
Yep.
for
That's how I am.
hours, days,
Mm-hmm.
months on end.
Mm-hmm. Yep. That's how I am too. And if I could tell you how many times one of the cast members said something to me that hurt my feelings and then said, God, I'm just so not used to you being sensitive. And I'm like, okay, maybe I'm not the most sensitive person. You don't think maybe there's this hard exterior, but I am human.
Right.
Like, I'm a human being. Like, what do you expect?
You know what else? And I don't know if you're going to relate to this, but there are so many times where people will say filming a show have said things to me that have hurt me, but I choose not to make a big deal about it.
Mm-hmm.
I choose to sweep it under the rug.
Yeah.
But then when I say something, and because they make it such a big deal, then I'm left as the asshole at all
Yeah.
times.
Well, that's how the show goes for me every single year. I don't dwell on things like people have said things about me. I don't dwell on them, but yet I say one thing and we're talking about it for 5 episodes.
It almost makes you want to flip the script and go, you know what? Every time you hurt my feelings, I'm gonna bring it up.
Well, that's how I feel. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Like, I think that way, but it's not in my demeanor. It's not who I am.
You'd be
I'm
forced
like,
to change who you are, exactly.
I would have to be forced to do
Right.
that. And it doesn't feel natural for me. So that's why people are like, oh, well, look at all the things she's done to Gretchen. I go, I haven't done anything to Gretchen. Nothing. Nothing. Deadbeat dad, it was in the press. If my husband wasn't paying child support and it was in the press, do you think nobody's going to bring it up?
Well, I think that anyone, it's not just Slade, I think anyone who's not paying child support is considered a deadbeat dad.
Right.
That's
Right.
just definition.
But they act like I just pulled it. It was like last year with was it last year? I think the FBI. I didn't just pull it out of my ass. Like, it was out there. It came out.
Right.
So it's like, how dare you? How dare? And still talking about stuff like that. I'm like, move on. And I
Right.
feel like when people get stuck on things from the past, it's because they're true.
Yeah, it's anyone who has to pull out the history books every
Yeah.
time you do something wrong. And then you
Yep.
try to say, you've hurt me before. Well, what have I done? I don't know, because I'm not a psychopath and I don't keep a list of things that
Right.
you've done. I've moved on. I've moved
Yes.
on. But I can guarantee you've hurt me at some point, and you're welcome for never bringing it up and wasting your fucking time like you've wasted mine for the past 5 years.
Exactly. I mean, I can imagine Eddie going on and on about to this day about Gretchen and Slade doing podcasts and coming on going to Vicky's birthday party, doing a cameo there saying Eddie's gay. Could you imagine him just going, they hurt my feelings. They said I was gay.
But by the way, if you were to bring that up, which is another massive, like, you just don't do that. If you brought that up, I think the women and the audience would tell you to get the fuck over it. It happened so long ago.
I know. Exactly. Exactly.
It's enough to make you feel like you're going insane.
Oh, I feel like I'm going insane, honestly. Like, why are we? And that's why I don't want to watch the episodes right now, because the first part of the season was really difficult. When I come back, you will see a little bit of a change in me. You will see a little bit of a change. Yes. So I have some ups and downs still, but I'm stronger and I'm not putting up with shit.
I'm glad. I love you just
Yeah.
the way you are. And I'm not trying to kiss your ass. I feel like I'm looking at me and I think you're a bad bitch. And I like knowing what I'm getting with people.
Yeah. You talked about Katie earlier. There's something about her that, I'm like, she's hurt. Like, there's hurt in her. because, I know she had talked about being adopted and, being raised in a mostly Caucasian area and the hate that she got and all this stuff. And I don't really know where she stands now with her adopted parents, but, to me, I could just spot it. I'm like, I don't think this is who she is. I think this is like a trauma response or something. I might be completely wrong. Maybe I'm going through too much therapy, but
No,
I
I
am
love
that,
what you said.
right?
Yeah. I love what you said because I think one of the truest things that she has said this season, I don't know if you've watched this episode. You guys she had you and you're doing like dumplings or the hot pot.
Yes, yes, yes.
And
I saw
she
that.
said, I thought this was a situation where it was eat or be eaten.
Yeah.
And I think coming onto a show like this, and it's very well known now. Like I feel like back when I started, I watched, but it's a cultural phenomenon now. Just Bravo as a whole. Like if you
For
don't watch it,
sure.
you still know it.
Yeah.
So I think I felt that to my core is she's going into the lion's den. And if she doesn't fucking like come in ready to eat, then
Mm-hmm.
she's gonna be eaten.
Yeah. I mean, I'm not excusing any bad behavior whatsoever, but I just see something,
Deeper.
internally deeper. Yeah.
Isn't that the way it is with all of us though?
Yeah.
We all come into life based off of our experiences. You coming in and not knowing how to process emotion and
Mm-hmm.
how you were raised, as a grown woman now, you're having to learn how to do things that were not normal as a kid. That's where you learn all of your life
Behavior. Yeah.
tools.
Yep. You're a product of your you're a product of your environment. And, I'm much older than you, but back in the day, like my household, I don't know if it was every household, but my household, we didn't talk about stuff. Like we're like, yeah, you're fine. Did you die? You're good. It
No,
was.
I think it's a generational thing. Like I
Hmm.
know many women, my mother has told me like it's weird for me to have my daughter doing reality television where she talks about everything. I was not
Hmm.
raised that way. You put on a front and everything that's at home, you keep in the home and we don't talk about feelings. I think that is very normal and I hope that I can break the cycle. I'm sure you are breaking the cycle.
Yes. Yes. I'm absolutely breaking the cycle for my children, for sure.
I love seeing you with your daughter.
Aw, my daughter, Sophia. I mean, I wish Spencer would film, but he's so shy. And
Yeah.
he filmed 1 year after he turned 18, and people just said such horrible things on social media. And he's like, Mom, I just can't do it. Like he's just the sweetest boy.
Yeah.
And I go, I get it. I totally get it. Every year I ask him, and he's like, "You know the answer, Mom. I don't want to.
He's
I
choosing peace.
respect what you do, but it's not for me." And Sophia, like, she's a natural performer. This girl, she's been performing since she was 2 years old. She's just she wants to be on stage and she wants to sing. And we were going through some old videos yesterday, me and Eddie, and we were literally doubled over. These are videos I didn't even know. He downloaded them off my old computer. She literally was making like her own YouTube. Like the computer would come on and all you'd see was a chair and she'd come up and she'd be like, "Hi, I'm Sophia. How are you doing out there?" And she would like do a whole show. There must have been 100 videos of her doing
And
this.
how old was she?
5 and 6.
Oh my God. How
It was
lucky
just
that you have those.
I know. It was
She,
so funny. And she was singing and, "Hey guys, I just dropped my first single."
oh,
I'm
she's
like,
prepping. She's
yes,
prepping for stardom.
yes,
Yes.
yes.
How does she handle trolls? She seems like a bad bitch. Am I allowed to say that? Sorry.
Yeah, no, my daughter's a bad bitch. She
Yeah.
is a bad bitch.
She seems like she doesn't give a fuck.
She doesn't give a fuck. She doesn't. I think though, there's certain things like she said to me, she's like, "Damn, these Bravo fans are brutal."
Have
So
they
she's
always
obvious.
been this brutal?
No, I think social media has gotten so bad. Like it's just in the toilet as far as I'm concerned. Like I've read some even about Teddy. Like I'm just like, who says stuff like that?
Yeah, they're fucked up.
Like why would you say something like that? And it's a platform now that people can buy bots to attack you and it's dirty. It's
Yeah.
dirty. You know, what I do on social media is I go through my stories. I'll reply to some of my DMs, but when it comes, like, I try not to, like, read the comments. I have Caden on my social media. I'm like, you deal with it. I don't want to deal with it. But it's
Yeah.
really gotten to the point where, and then Facebook, now we have all these fake AI stories that are out there.
I know. Did you hear I'm joining Southern Charm?
Oh, you are? Well, did you know that my husband has a gambling problem and that we're getting divorced every other month? And oh my God, like we live in separate lives and it's just ridiculous.
It's scary.
It
It is
is scary.
scary out there. I stay off. In fact, I loved my podcast page because the comments were always just they stuck to the script.
Yeah.
They commented on the video at hand, very productive, fun. And now I've got trolls there and I'm like, go
Mm-hmm.
away. Do I stop talking? No, because this is a podcast. How am I really having to explain how a fucking podcast works? And I took the time to do it. I took
Well,
the
I
time to
know.
respond.
You know what? I try to keep my social media pretty positive. It's about my podcast. It's about my dog. It's about my husband. You know, I don't post my kids a lot or my granddaughter, but, you know, once in a while I do. But, you know, it's just that one day where you're in a shit ass mood and you're like, you just want to pop off.
Yeah.
You want to pop off.
They're not very frequent, but when I do, I have a heyday and then I go, why did I do that? You know,
Yep.
no.
Yeah. Even
Next time
yesterday,
I'm gonna stop.
yeah, even yesterday, you know, I woke up in the morning, I saw that clip where it's like they're all making fun of me. And then I put like, what do I have to get? A DUI? And then after I posted it, I'm like, why'd I do that? I shouldn't have done that. That was too impulsive, but now it's out there. Shit, what do I do? So I think by midday, I'm like, take it down. You know, and it's
Yeah,
like,
right. Enough where people might think that it expired because what's
yeah.
even worse than putting it out there is doing it and someone being like, she deleted it.
Yeah, it's just
Darn.
like my assistant who's like the opposite. He's like, stop doing that. Don't post. Don't post anything. Just be quiet.
Oh, it's so hard
And
for
I'm like, I know, I know, I know, I know. Somebody sends you something, don't comment on it. And I'm like, yeah, okay.
Too
Easier
late.
said than done.
You're a
I,
little too late.
I go, I'm going to stick to Facebook if I need to, like, and he's like, this Facebook comments are worse. They're old, mean people.
Do you ever get on Reddit?
You know what? Just recently, because my assistant's like, check this out on Reddit. And I'm like, oh my God.
I don't go on Reddit. I've never looked up myself on Reddit. They are this shit.
Are they vicious? Well,
Oh
this
my
was about a topic that was pro me, so maybe I've liked it, you know.
Oh yeah,
But
give me all the pro me's. I'll
yeah,
read
I love the
them.
pro me. That's the only one that I saw. So I'm like, oh, well, maybe Reddit's better. I don't know. I don't have the app on my phone. Isn't it like an app?
Yeah, don't get it. Don't get it. But just have your assistant show you all things pro you. That like your spirits high. I want to leave on a very high note. How is your grandbaby?
She is good. She is good. It's a funny story is I went over to visit her with her mom because they live right down the street.
Oh,
And
good.
so went over and I bought her a Labubu,
Okay.
what I thought was a Labubu. And I brought it to her and she opens it up and she looked at me and she's like, Grandma, this is a Lafufu. And I'm
Oh,
like, it's
no.
fake? And she's like, duh, it's fake.
How old is she?
10,
Holy shit, she's 10 already?
10, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
and you got her. See, I wouldn't know the difference between
I don't know the
real
difference. I'm like, I bought it online from that Pop Mark or Pop, whatever it's called. I
Mark,
thought,
yeah.
yeah, I thought it was real. And so,
Can I ask you how much you spent on it?
it was like $45, but I
Really?
bought 3 of them.
Oh, shit.
I know. I think it
You
was
know-
45 or something like that. I'm like, oh, wow.
The Labubu craze, I will never understand. I was out at dinner with Janet and she was like, my dealer's coming. And I was like, I'm not doing it's Monday. Like, if this is like a party vibe, I'm not into it. And she was like, I don't do drugs. It's my Labubu dealer. I was like, that's a thing now?
Oh my God. Well, we went for,
on one.
the first time I saw one was we went out for Teddy's birthday in July, or maybe it was the end of August. We went a couple days early before her birthday, it's July 1st. And then it was a bunch of her girlfriends. She's got the most amazing girlfriends and, you know, out in the valley.
Yeah.
And so she got one. And I'm like, oh my God, everybody was going crazy and they're pulling their bags out and they have them on there. I I felt the need that I had to get one. And
Oh,
so then I go and order it and they're fake. And one of her friends is like, I had to drive to Anaheim. I had to wait in line. I'm like,
no, they're like a craze, but I refuse. Tamra, I can't have one more fucking weird thing that I have to store at my house.
well, here's the thing. They'll be out of style. Nobody will care in 6 months.
I agree. Like,
It's
I'm
like the
not into.
Beanie Babies.
Oh God, don't get me started on the fucking Beanie Babies that
Yeah.
my mom had me never take the tag off of.
Yep.
Got to where we are now. I'm like, how much is it worth? She's like, $25. I'm like, yeah, not worth it.
Good job. We stored them for 15, 20 years. Here we are.
We stored them. I'm so happy that you did this today. I really appreciate it.
I am too. So
And
much fun.
Don't let anybody tell you that you're not fucking fantastic. I thoroughly
you.
enjoy watching you on TV.
Thank you. Because I beat myself down and I always think like every year, this is it. I'm getting fired. Every year I think that they don't
No.
like me. Fans don't like me. The cast doesn't like me. Production must, like I very close with production. And, they've always been very kind to me. I'm always very good to them. But, you never know what Bravo thinks. And I'm like, oh my God,
No.
what if they read this comment and they really think I'm this horrible person?
I have learned that they don't give one shit about the comment section.
Yeah, no, I've heard that. They're the ones that told me, listen,
No one cares.
it's 3% of the overall viewers in the world. It's 3% the people are saying. So that's where I actually heard that from.
So now all the haters, we can say, okay, 3%, fuck right off.
Yeah, you 3%ers.
What a waste of time. You're the best. I love you.
I love you too.
Have the best day.
You too.
Thank you so much for watching another episode of the Give Them Lala podcast. Remember, like, comment, and subscribe. Did I get all three? I'm getting really good at that.